was most detrimental?
The fouling and the turnovers, both. 42 free throws. It's really hard to beat a team on the road, a good team on the road, while giving up 42 free throws. So just the fouling and you know, there were some where there's not much we can do, where, you know, we get out of position and they come in, create the contact, but we're not set or whatever. But there were plenty where, you know, foul a 3-point shooter, bite on a pump fake, you know, reach when we don't have to. It's really hard to win, giving up that many free throws. And then, of course, you know, 20 turnovers, you know, gave up 26 points off those turnovers. So that's the game right there, is those two things.
Moses Moody was really hot in the fourth, and you went away from him. What was kind of the reasoning?
Moses was awesome tonight. You know, we needed to get Wiggs on the floor for defense against Fox, and we decided to go with Clay and our vets. You know, we thought about you know, keeping him out there, but you know, we made the move that we made. He was, by the way, Moses was fantastic. You know, out of the rotation tonight to start the game. Talked to him before the game and explained what we were doing. The guy, he reminds me of Loon, Moses. He's the ultimate pro. Just continues to work every single day, and you know, understands, embraces coaching, embraces the work. Moses, he's a special guy. He's like a, you know, wing version of Loon, and that matters. That's why he's going to be in the league for a long time.
Steve, you were talking about getting those starters going and getting them going.
I'm sorry?
You were talking about getting those starters going.
Yeah.
But it looked like the end, they were the ones who weren't getting it done. How disappointing is that? These guys are champions. Yeah,
it's disappointing. You know, you know, Sacramento played really hard second half. They came out and really tried to, you know, be physical. So they, you know, we had to play without Chris, obviously, with the injury. We had to play our guys a little bit more than we wanted to, minutes-wise. And so we withstood a lot of their rallies and made some big shots, did some good things, but you know, again, the fouling and the turnovers, that's what it comes down to.
You guys were up 8 when Draymond got the technical, and then the subsequent personal foul, and you took him out. It didn't seem like you guys were able to get a rhythm since then. How did that affect kind of how you guys, how the wheels kind of fell off down the stretch of the game?
Say it again.
When after Draymond came out and
picks up the foul,
picks up the foul and the technical, you take him out. You guys are up 8. Then it kind of seemed like the wheels were falling off. What happened in your eyes during that stretch after he came off the floor?
Well, we fouled quite a bit, and so they were shooting free throws a lot. And, you know, we had some decent looks that we didn't knock down. But our guys hung tough. You know, they came back and took the lead, and then we went back up, I think, 6, and just didn't get it done down the stretch. You got to, you know, down the stretch, you got to take care of the ball, and we didn't do that. And then the last play, you know, perfect defense. Wiggs was fantastic, and you know, Monk hits that tough, you know, toss to the rim, and you know, give Sacramento credit. They fought like crazy and earned the win.
Steve, on the challenge there with the Curry offensive foul, just what was the thought process on that? And with one timeout left, you guys didn't get it, and then you didn't have a timeout that maybe you could have used.
It's a huge play. You know, it's if we get the challenge, if they overturn the offensive foul, Steph's going to the line for 3 free throws, and game's probably over. So we felt like it was worth it. You know, I think they called him for a kick, but if you're going, you know, to your left and you shoot, you know, your right leg is going to drift out. We thought Monk went right into him, but they called the offensive foul.
You mentioned Chris's injury. What's the severity of that? And also Gary, he left in the third quarter half.
Not sure.
Steve, how you talk about the fouling and the turnovers. How surprised were you by that, given how well you played? It seemed like one of the better halves you've played in the first half, at least offensively.
First half was great. That's who our team is. You know, two-way team, getting stops, knocking down shots. You know, Wiggs was great. You know, Clay got off to a great start as well, and with the two big lineup with Draymond and Loon, that's what we have to have. We have them out there for defense, and then we have to have our guards and Wiggs knock down shots. So that's our team, and then we come off the bench with Gary and Dario and Chris. I mean, the blueprint is there. And so I'm really excited about this team. I know it's a frustrating loss, and I'm sure all our fans are frustrated. We're frustrated, but we're going to have a good team. We're going to have a good season, but we got to get better.
Do you know a body part on Chris yet, and like what the issue is?
I don't.
Okay. The 2 turnovers late. How head scratching is it? It's a Steph kind of throwing it to center field, and then the Draymond went out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean those are tough plays, and those are obviously two incredible players. So it happens. In my experience in this league, you have one gut punch loss a year where you just can't. You will go to the locker room and you cannot believe that you lost the game. Last year we had one of those in Utah, and this one felt like that, where just. We played well enough, but I don't look at those 2 plays as the difference. I look at all the fouling, 42 free throws. Again, it's just too difficult to win a game in that regard.
You mentioned Wiggs in the first half. How significant long term is the way he played, the way Clay played, and what did they do you think to get them sort of back on track? Was it just making shots?
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen this coming with Wiggs. He had a game like this last week against OKC, I think it was, he's really in much better rhythm now, and his defense is improved, and he's just starting to look like himself, and the game made sense, especially early on, with our defense, turning our defense into offense and, spacing the floor. And Clay's shots were much easier there in the first half. And that's how our team should look.
You mentioned how you still like this team even after, in the mode that you guys are in at this point. You guys still seem to be in a free fall. What do you want to see in the interim?
We're not in a free fall. It's early part of the season, and we're losing a bunch of close games, and we can see it on tape every game. Fouling, turnovers. I can only say it so many times. Those 2 things have to improve. When they do, we're going to be really good.
This was a conversation we kind of had last year, though. I feel like it was fouling and turnovers. Does this feel different to you than last year?
In what
it was? Way? I mean, we would have the fouling turnover discussion a lot last year, right? Yeah. Late game issues. Yeah. I mean, does it feel like? I mean, is there a concern that it's just kind of continuing a little bit?
Of course, there's a concern. We made those 2 things the entire focal point at the start of camp, and we haven't made those improvements. So we have to do it. Thanks.